class of 1993. That's a cold start. This thing's wizard tuned to the nines. If you look up Big Bore Thumper in the dictionary, there'll be a picture of this. They have performance kits all the way up to 700 cc's. I wanted to do one of the Big Bore kits. Put this against any new XR650L. This thing is an absolute rocket. It's gotten the full wizard tune. It has a stage 1 kit with the Cobra exhaust and the wizard jetting. It is absolutely freaking stunning. The guy that we bought this from, if you look up Big Bore Thumper, like I said in the dictionary, there should be a picture of this thing's in the monster. Talk about an all-day bike. Super comfortable seating position, comfy seat, 4.5 gallon fuel tank. This thing's an absolute joy to ride, and it'll pull highway speeds all day long, 80, 85 miles an hour. It tops out at just under 100 miles an hour. It's a fantastic motorcycle. It's lighter than an XR650, and the hop-up potential is ridiculous because they have a 780 kit you can actually buy for this. I've got the work order. I'll tell you everything we did to it here. But before I do that, Rich Tapa, the guy who had this bike, who bought it here, fan of the channel, watches a lot of our videos, actually bought this when he was in the service in 1993. He's had it since it was brand new. And he took really good care of it, as you can see. We normally wouldn't put this much time and effort into a bike, but this thing was such a diamond to begin with that we went to the extra mile on it, put 28.5 hours of shop and detail shop labor in quite a bit in parts, and got it to its current glory. It's ready to ride. It's as good as it was brand new, and it's got very low miles on it, only 7,293 miles. Legendary dual sport, super smooth running 650 single. It has dual engine counterbalancers. It's an air and oil cooled 4-valve single overhead cam. Wide power delivery. You can crack the throttle right off of idle, and it's got a ton of torque. 5-speed transmission. It weighs 350 pounds, has 46 horsepower, and just under 100 mile per hour top speed. Has an engine decompressor for easier starting. You kick start it like a man. It's very easy to do. You just hit the compressor, get it to TDC, and give it a good kick. This is a very rare low hour original paint on the tank. Still looks great. Those are the original plastics, the original graphics. It's a fantastic piece. The it's got some nice upgrades on it too. If you look closely, it's got the Continental Twin Duro tires, front and rear. One of my favorite all-purpose tires. It's got enough knobby tread to take it off-road, and enough of a dual-purpose design to make it street legal and pull highway runs all day long. Has the Cobra exhaust. It's got a brand new gold chain on it, and it has a set of the Answer Alumilite handlebars with the Renthal crossbar pad and a brand new set of twin wall grips. And we went through the thing top to bottom. Wizard gave this a full Wizard tune. It's got new NGK spark plugs, a brand new UASA battery, new battery tender lead, so you can keep it plugged in, and a full carb rebuild, tune, and service. The carb was removed, inspected. He resealed the intake manifold, cleaned and tuned it. He took the fuel tank off, drained it, flushed it, cleaned it, inspected it, put new fuel lines on, new vent lines, and filled it with VP94 non-ethanol fuel. He put a brand new OEM air filter on, oiled and installed, adjusted the valves, and installed a brand new Barnett high-performance, heavy-duty clutch friction plates and springs. Guys, this clutch is so tight, you can just drop the hammer on this thing in second gear and she'll stand straight up, man. It's a big upgrade over the stock clutch. So isn't the exhaust and the intake and the jetting that he set it up with. It's a diamond. Has a brand new oil filter with new fresh Spectro 10W40 engine oil. He went through the brake system front and back, flushed and bled the front and rear brakes with fresh Motul brake fluid. Those are disc brakes front and rear. It has a new heavy-duty gold final drive chain. The sprockets are in mint shape. He cleaned and lubricated the throttle tube and housing, inspected and adjusted the throttle cable, installed the new ODI black hand grips and a brand new Renthal handlebar crossbar pad, and gave it a full nut and bolt check over. Rejetted the carb a second time because it wasn't quite perfect. He's got it dialed now. Set the tire pressures, and she's ready to go. Went down to the detail shop where John Lee put quite a bit of time into this bike. The total was 28.5 hours labor plus parts. So we invested $4,675 into it. John steam cleaned it, hand washed it, polished and buffed out the tank, cleaned all the plastics, and then he took quite a bit of time. He had the front wheel off the bike. He put the front wheel into the vapor blaster on the hub. He vapor blasted the disc and the spokes and cleaned everything up real nice. While the front wheel was off, he sanded and repainted the front forks. The engine cases, as you can see, he sanded and repainted the engine cases, did a beautiful job. Looks like they just came out of the box. He sanded and painted the full exhaust system and cleaned up the Cobra muffler. Then he took the rear wheel off, same thing, put it in the vapor blaster, vapor blasted the rim and the spokes, and cleaned up the hub and the sprocket, and put everything back together with a brand new gold chain. He also sanded down and painted, that's not the original, he repainted the swing arm. That's the proper Suzuki silver, but it looks brand new like it just came out of the box. He also sanded, he pulled the foot peg, he painted the foot pegs, painted the kick starter, painted the brake lever, and got the proper Suzuki paint and repainted the frame rails, all the visible parts of the frame rails. I mean, guys, the bike's 32 years old and it looks brand new. He also removed the luggage rack and painted this with the gloss enamel white, the proper gloss, so it looks 100% original, but it's restored to the brand new glory of when he bought it right out of the military. This side of the engine case was painted. You can see the frame rails are painted, but he still has the original stickers on there. That's a sign of a true pro job. It was done right. He painted the supports for the foot pegs, painted the kickstand, painted the pegs, painted the shifter, and painted the swing arm on the side. So, and it has a nice set of aluminum blue valve stem covers. So turn signals work, high beam, low beam work. Just a fantastic piece. Now, I said earlier, they make a big bore kit for this. They make a 790 or a 780, I think it is, and I really wanted to do it because these things are monsters with the big bore kit, and they're not that much money, but I got shot down by the team because we have a 2-year backlog on restorations of classics, over 100 bikes waiting to get done, frame ups that people are paying $150 an hour to do. So this pet project of mine would have set us back. But if you want to do the big bore kit, I'm sure I get the team to do that, and I'd love to test ride it in Wizard Tune 1 with it. Jeff Casting, the Manic Mechanics, back, so I'd probably have him do it and dyno test it and everything. So if you wanted to do that, let me know. This thing would be an absolute monster. So we got quite a bit tied up into it. The work order was $4,675 plus what we paid for it. So we can't give it away. But if you're looking for a world-class thumper, Now, we're a gas dealer. We have access. Our Junior's got a gas 700 ES. My personal cruiser for going at Daytona and that kind of stuff, I got an 04 Kawasaki KLR 650, which is very similar in design to this, big bore thumper. I've had an XR 650L. Junior had one with a 670 kit on it that was putting out close to 50 horse. So what I want to say is that these big bore thumpers are an absolute joy to ride, and they never go out of style. It's like the CR500 of Enduros. It's a 650, big tank, long travel suspension, killer disc brakes, lightweight steel frame, and they look really cool too. This is a bike that'll never go out of style. It's the right color. It's tuned to the nines. It sounds mint. It's a badass ride. I'd hop on this thing and ride it to the Pan American Trail tomorrow, exactly the way it is, without doing a damn thing to it. It's ready to go. I'd ride this thing to Alaska, anywhere. And the people that love these DR650s are very faithful to them. A lot of them guys are hopping these things up and making fire-breathing dragons out of them. This engine is 100% stock, mint, original, with low miles. The compression's perfect. The valves have been adjusted. It's dialed into the nines. All new fuels, and it's ready to go. And it has this stage 1 hop-up kit on it already. So I wouldn't do a damn thing to it if you didn't want to. But if you want to, the sky's the limit. There's a huge performance aftermarket on it. So if you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. We can ship this anywhere in the country. We do financing in-house, and we take trades. Give my son, Kenny Jr., a call. He'll hook you up. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.